Good morning. Today we are going to see different types of adders. Okay. In logic gates, we have adders. So what is the basic adders are? Half adder and full adder. Okay. Half adder is a 2-bit data adder and full adder is 3-bit. Both are having the outputs sum and carry. In 2-bit adder, sum is equal to A XOR B. As it is in a 3-bit, sum will be A XOR B XOR C. Carry is AB and carry over here is A XOR B into C plus AB. Okay. This we know. Now there are 3 different types of adders. One is parallel adder, serial adder, and the third one is BCD adder. Okay, so in advanced you are going for a 3-bit adder to find, not a 3-bit adder. You can have any number of adders. So suppose you are having the value of 0 1 1 0 1 0 and A is equal to this one and B is equal to 1 0 1 0 1 1. So what you will get? You will get 1 0 with a carry 1 1 1 1 0 with a carry 1 1 1 again 0 with a carry 1 1 1 0 with a carry 1. This will be your final answer. So in a parallel adder as well as a serial adder, this will be your A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. I'm giving it once again over here. If A is equal to 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, this is your A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Okay. And in the B term, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. It will be B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. So instead of a 3-bit, you are going for a 5-bit data. Okay. So in a calculator you are adding not only a 3-bit of data, 4-bit of data, whatever number you want you will be adding, isn't it? So like that, depending upon the number of bits, that much full adders you have to use for calculating the data. മനസ്സിലായോ? എത്ര ബിറ്റ് നമ്പേഴ്സ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത് അത്രമാത്രം ഫുൾ ആഡേഴ്സ് ആണ് അവിടെ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. ഫുൾ ആഡേഴ്സിന്റെ ബേസിക് കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞേക്കുന്ന ഒരു 3-ബിറ്റ് ആണ് ഒരു ഫുൾ ആഡർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എയും ബിയും സിയും കൂടെ ചേർന്നാലേ നമുക്കൊരു ഫുൾ ആഡർ ജനറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. ആ ഫുൾ ആഡർ വെച്ചായിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഈ പറയുന്ന ഡേറ്റാസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്, കാൽക്കുലേറ്റർ ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലെ തന്നെ. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഫസ്റ്റ് യു ആർ ഗോയിങ് ഫോർ എ പാരലൽ ആഡർ. Parallel adder is nothing but you can parallelly load the data at a time. ഒന്നിച്ച് എല്ലാ ഡേറ്റയും കൂടെ ലോഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, എന്നിട്ട് അതിനെ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് ചെയ്താൽ മാത്രം മതി. അതാണ് പാരലൽ ആഡർ. നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ എഴുതുമ്പം ചെയ്തതുപോലെ യു ആഡിങ് ദ ഡേറ്റ ഫ്രം ദി റൈറ്റ് ടു ലെഫ്റ്റ്, isn't it? From right to left. So you can give the expression. You're using a 3-bit data full adder. You're using a full adder. So your full adder consists of A, B and C. You have 3 inputs and you carry, sum is your output and carry is your another output. This is a full adder. Okay, so you are having datas A0, B0. First you are adding A0, B0. At that time you don't have a carry from the previous data, so your C will be C0. Okay, and your sum that you're getting will be S0, and the first carry after adding these two, this carry will be passing to the next data, isn't it? So I'm not giving you C in 0, let it be C in, A, B, C in. Okay, so this will be your C1. After adding these two, the carry will be passing to the C1. Okay, next you are having another bit of full adder. Let me draw, first I am drawing all the full adders, then I will be explaining it for you. Okay, Now we are having a 5 bit of data. So we have given us A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. So B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. So first you are adding with A0, B0 and you are getting sum as S0. If there is a carry, it will go to the next data. Then you are adding A1 and B1. Whatever function you are doing over here, A1 and B1, you will get a sum 0 and the carry will pass to the next section. So like that, this is a parallel adder. At the same time, whatever input you are having, you are parallelly giving it to your data. This is the parallel adder. Okay, so when the data first you can give the input parallelly. What happens when the first function is over, the output will be given to the next function. This will perform the, depending upon the C only this can perform. Okay, for example, if you give question is asking design a 4-bit parallel adder. Or you can say it as a 4-bit ripple carry adder. It is also called as ripple carry adder. So don't forget, if the question is asking in any two terms, this is your adder. So if it is a 4-bit parallel adder, you have to write your data from A0 to A3. Okay, and this is C4 will be your last output. A0, A1, 4-bit, only 4 data will be there. A0, A1, A2, A3, B0, B1, B2, B3. You will add, you will get S0, S1, S2, S3. Your carry will be C1, C2, C3. And the output of these two carry will go to C4. This is how you have to draw. Okay, this is also called as a ripple carry. Design a 4-bit ripple carry adder that is equal to parallel adder itself. Ripple carry adder and parallel adder are same. Okay, so you can give a note on what you can do. What is a 4-bit parallel adder slash ripple carry, 4-bit ripple carry adder. Ripple carry adder means your carry is given to the next step. So you're giving whatever function you're performing using an adder over here, the output will be given to the next. For that you are calling as a ripple carry adder. Okay, so you have to perform, you have to do design a 4-bit. For this, you next question, what you have to do is to design a 4-bit parallel adder or a ripple carry adder. So depending upon the number of bits, your adders will be increasing. If I am having a 10-bit number A0 to A9, then I have to use 10 number of full adders. If I need a 4-bit number, I have to use 4-bit of full adders. So depending upon the number of bits, your adders will be increasing. Okay, this is what about a parallel adder. Now we are going for a serial adder. Okay, in a serial adder, here we are going to see the diagram. This is the diagram of a serial adder. Okay, it consists of 2 shift registers. Shift registers are used for storing device. It's a storage device. So data can be stored inside the register. We know what is a register book. You're storing the data inside a register. So shift register is nothing but you can shift that data inside the register one by one at a time. Okay, so you have 2 shift registers A and B. The shift registers, 2 shift registers are there, A and B, which stores the data. Okay, so from where you're getting this data? You're getting the data using a serial input. So what happens? I will explain what is all the things over here, then we will go for the working. Okay, so we have a shift register, 2 shift registers are there, A and B. Data are stored inside the shift registers using a serial input. Serial input is used for sending the data serially into the shift register. So all these work with the help of a clock pulse. CLK, this is a clock. when the clock is active, only the data will be shifted or passed to the next place. So if you serial data, now you want to add a 4-bit data, 1010 plus 1100. It will be 0100. Okay, this is your A and this is your B. So initially what happens, if you want to set the data, first 0 will be, when a clock is given, 0 will be entering into the shift register of B. Next, for the next clock pulse, what happens, this 0 will be moved to this full adder, and the next data will get at the same time. So that's the shift, that is how the serial input is getting into. One by one, each the data will be transferred to the register. Okay. Then you are having an AND gate over here. This AND gate is used to control. One is a clock pulse, another one is the shift control pulse. So using, whenever this is activated, the flip-flop, this is a flip-flop. This is a D flip-flop. D flip-flop is also called as data flip-flop, which is used to store the 1 bit of data. Okay. So a flip-flop is there. That is a D flip-flop. D flip-flop, you can call it as the data flip-flop, which stores 1 bit of data at a time. It stores only 1 bit of data at a time. Okay. So, and you know what is a full adder? A full adder consists of 3 inputs, X, Y and Z, 2 outputs, sum and carry. Now we can see how we are going to this. Now we are going for the working to see how it will work, how a serial adder is working. Okay. So initial case, in the first initial case, your flip-flop, this is a clear pin. Everything, your flip-flop will be cleared using this clear pin. All the contents inside the data will be cleared. All the registers will be cleared. Everything will be cleared in the initial state. So, whenever the clock pulse is activated, you have to store the data of A over here and B over here. A is the first data, and whatever data should be added should be stored over here. So what happens, when the first clock pulse is activated, your 0 will be entering into the shift register of B, and then that will move to here 0. You are not adding anything, your sum will be 0, and that data will be stored inside the shift register of A. So your 0 will enter over here. When the second clock pulse is coming, next your 1 will be entering, that 1 will be passing over here. The output, you are not combining with any other thing, your 1 will be here in the first condition. When the next clock pulse, next 0 will enter, you will get 0 over here. Next 1 will enter, you will get 1 over here. Similarly, you got your argument, and the addendum, the bit that you have to add, will enter like this over here. 0, it won't go over here, it will place over here. 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay. Now, using the shift control, what happens? When the next clock pulse is activated, the shift control, with the help of the shift control, your first 0 will go over here, and this 0 will also go over here. You got X and Y 0, 0. So the sum will be 0. Now your 0 has moved, so you're having a vacant space over here. Next data will move over here, next over here, next over here, and the place over here will be vacant. Isn't it? You're moving, shifting each and every data. So the vacant place will be there, and now the sum over here 0 will come over here and store in that vacant place. Okay, now you don't have a 0 over here. 1, 0, 1. This is a vacant space. Okay, likewise here also there will be a vacant space. Next, your other 0 is getting, your 1 will be over here. So 1, 0. 1, 0 you are adding, you will get a 0, you will get a 1, that will be moved to your next shifted places, vacant space. Okay. Similarly, whatever data you added, that answer, that answer will be 0, 1, 1, 1. It will come over here. Okay. And if there is a carry, suppose if you think when you are adding 1 and 1, you got sum has 0 and a carry 1. This carry will be stored inside the flip-flop. And it will, so it is a data flip-flop. So if you're giving 1, no changes will be there. It will store for some times and then it will give that 1 to the Z position. So when the next data 0, 1 is coming, you will get 0, 1, 1. Isn't it? Again you will get 0 and 1 over here. Just take another example. And so what happens? Each and every time the data that you are giving will be stored. First the data will be stored in register A, second data in register B, and in each clock pulse the shift control will shift the data. When this data is moving, the other data should come to the first place. Second data should be moved to the first place. Third data to the second place. Fourth to the third place. Now your fourth position will be vacant and the answer will be stored in that fourth position. When the next clock pulse is coming, again your next data, first data will be going, second position will be changing to the first position, third to the second, and your result will be stored in the third position. Okay. Now what is you have to go through this. Hope you understood. Now what is the difference between a parallel as well as a serial? The parallel difference, what is the difference between the parallel as well as a serial adder? In parallel you can see that all the data are added parallelly into this, and here you are adding the data serial wise. A bit of data is added serial wise, serially using this shift register. You are using a shift register to add the data in a serial adder. In parallel adder it is parallel. Second, they are parallelly loaded and here it is serially loaded. Second, here depending upon the number of bits, how many bits you want, that much full adder you have to use. Okay, so here you are using only one full adder and one flip-flop. Isn't it? You are using one full adder and one flip-flop for a carry bit. So you can say that parallel adder fully depends upon the combinational circuit. I told you, whatever you are combining together to get the output, you will get a combinational circuit. So you are using only parallel adder, you are using only adders, so it is a combination circuit. Here you are adding a adder, you have an adder as well as a storage bit. I told you a memory bit. So this you have a combination circuit as well as a memory bit. So this is a sequential circuit. Hope you got the three difference. First difference is they are parallelly loaded. In parallel adder, data are parallelly loaded into the register, into the flip-flop, into the adders. Data are parallelly loaded into the adders, and in serial adder, data are serially loaded into the adder using a shift register. Second, you are having only number of flip-flops are required for a parallel adder. That means if you are having a 10 adders, 10 numbers to be added, you have to use 10 flip-flops. Sorry, not flip-flops, 10 full adders. So, but in a serial adder, you require only one full adder and a flip-flop, and one flip-flop for a carry bit. And the third thing, that full adder parallel adder depends only on full adder, so it is a combinational circuit. And sequential adder or serial adder depends upon the one combination as well as a flip-flop, so you can say it is a sequential adder. Sequential circuit, not adder, sequential circuit. Okay, so you can go through and you have to write the notes over this, so you will be understanding. Next you are going for a BCD adder. So you know what is a BCD adder. Okay, in a BCD adder, you have to count the data from 0 to 9. If that value, okay, if it is an adder itself, BCD adder, it's an adder itself. You are having a 4-bit adder. So 4-bit adder of A and 4-bit adder of B. will be added together to form a 4-bit sum. Okay, if that sum is exceeding beyond 9, that is the main thing, because your BCD adder, you have a data from 0 to 9. If the sum value exceeds beyond 9, then you have to add that data with 6, 0, 1, 1, 0. Whatever sum you're getting, and if that sum is exceeding beyond 9, you have to add that with a 6 to get the BCD number. Okay, let us see the figure. Now you're going for a BCD adder. A BCD adder, as we have said before, the first thing, whatever data you're getting, a 4-bit data, you have to give that 4-bit data to a 4-bit parallel adder. So you are getting A0, A1, A2, A3, B0, B1, B2, B3. So you are adding the 4-bit data. The sum you will be giving to another 4-bit parallel adder, S0, S1, S2, S3. Now you will see, if the data is greater than 9, okay, the first condition, you have to normally add the data. Straightly using an adder method, you can add the data. Second thing, if the data is equal to 9 or less than 9, you will get the corresponding output. S0 will be here, S1, S2, S3, S4. If it is lesser than 9. Suppose if the data is greater than 9, what happens? You have to use the expression S4 plus S3, S2 plus S1. That means the value greater than 9 you are giving in a K-map, and you will getting the expression like this. Okay. So what happens? That time the C4 will be active. That will go to S1, S4, and the S2 plus S1. You are adding that into S3 and it, and that you are ORing. So the 1 will be passing over here. That means 6 will be activated. That means when 6 will be activated, if the value is beyond or exceeded beyond 9, your 6 will be activated and you will get the data. Okay. So for example, I am taking two datas. Let it be 9 and 7. You will get 16. You know it is 16. Okay. So what happens? Binary of 9, 1, 0, 0, 1, and 7, 0, 1, 1, 1. You are adding the data. Normal addition you are giving over here. 1, 1, 0 with a carry 1, 1, 1, 0 with a carry 1, 1, 1, 0 with a carry 1, and here again 1, 1, 0 with a carry 1, you got 60. Okay, this is in the normal position because this is a carry bit you are getting over here, and your binary is in the BCD function. It is less than that number. So let it be another number. You are adding 9 and 5. You got 14. So 9, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. Now 14 is the output answer. That means you won't get, in a BCD number you can't get a 14. Isn't it? This is separate 16. You got 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0, 0, 0. 4-bit output is there. That you got in the correct position. So what happens if you're getting a number that is beyond 9? What you have to go? You have to add 1, 1, 1, 0 plus 0, 1, 1, 0. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 with a carry 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 with a carry 1, isn't it? So 1, 1, 0 with a carry 1. So look, you got 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0, 1, 0, 0. That is 14. This is 1, this is 4. Okay, so that you will get over here. If the value is exceeding 9, your C4 will get activated, and according to that, this operation, this will get activated, 1 will get activated. 0, I am grounding it, and 1 I am giving to 1, 1. So the output data will passes through, will be added using this parallel adder A0, A1, A2, A3 and B0, B1, B2, B3 will be added. And you will get in terms of S3, S2, S1, S0. That means 0, 1, 0, 0. And there will be another bit for your function, another output function that you will get as S4. Because you got one over here now for that. Okay, so these are the three adders. One is a parallel adder, second one serial adder, and third one is a BCD adder. So in parallel adder, all the data will be added parallelly into the data bit, and it is using only full adders. Depending upon the number of bits, the adder should be, the number of adders you have to increase. And second is a serial adder. It using shift register, clock pulses and control pins. So each and every time, first initially all the data should be cleared. Second, using the clock pulse and the serial input, all the data should enter serially into A. All the arguments should enter into A and the addendum bit should enter into the B. Then each and every clock, using the shift control and the clock, all the shift data will be shifted over here, and the sum will also get shifted back to the register A. The clock pulse is used to store the carry bit, and at the required time the carry will be forwarded over here. Okay, and we have seen the difference between a serial and parallel adder. Then we had gone for a parallel adder. Parallel adder, the first data is that whatever 4-bit data you are getting, you have to add the data equally, and you have to add the data, and you have to check whether the data is 9 or less than 9. Then this won't be activated. Directly output will be there. If the data is beyond 9, that means if it's exceeding 9, you have to use the BCD code. That means you have to add the data with the 6 and the output should be obtained. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.